first to everybody else, to somebody that don't know you. So you're former UFC Women's Bantamweight champion, and you're multiple-time world champion, defending the title 18 times, correct? In three-weight classes, you're the first person to win championships in both boxing and mixed martial arts. But specifically, you're most known for defeating Ronda Rousey last November, which was amazing. It was one of the most memorable fights, I would say, in history. So, what can you tell us about the fight? I mean, what did it take to do this? Were you expecting it? Were you prepared? What was going through your mind?
You know, going into that fight, I just felt, I've trained a long time too, and I'm very capable of this. I really wanted to show people that everybody else can be beatable, and I just feel like I want to keep going though too. I mean, I think about that fight. It was one of the best moments of my life to have a victory like that. But there's also fights to come. I don't want my whole career to be based around one fight. I want there to be more to it than that. So I'm really wanting to push forward. But I mean, leading up to that fight was just really, I really wanted to dig deep. I trained very hard, and I really did believe in myself, and I knew I could do it.
Oh, that's great. I mean, you definitely have the strong mentality, right? Because Ronda Rousey, after the fight, apparently was attempting to commit suicide. What do you think of her approach on the fight?
I feel like everybody deals with their own thing, battles with their own stuff. I never take that kind of stuff lightly, but I would hope that, I think other people looking into our sport and what we do, I don't want to feel so depleted mentally. Yes, it's the hardest thing. You don't want that. You don't want a loss. If you don't mind that, then this is probably not the sport you're in. If you're in this sport where it's one-on-one, a fight like that, it's because you really, really, truly want to win. I have a very competitive mindset about it. So I feel like that does make it, fighting it's a vulnerable place. You can win or you can lose. It's going to be, it's extreme one way or the other. It's super exciting if you win and super depressing if you lose. But I feel like for me with a loss, I'm sitting with a loss right now. And I just think the best thing is to want to go back and try and better myself and not let it break me. That's the mentality I have. So,
yeah, definitely, and you beat her again actually, but this time it was in the men's crashes magazine. You're in the top 99 most women, so there's another defeat for her there. So how do you feel about that?
It's an honor to be even considered in the top at all, much less the 5, but I don't know how I'm on that list of that. I feel undeserving, but I'll take it, just trying to be the best version of myself, I guess, and whatever happens along the way, great.
And speaking of defeats, like you said, you had your games, Misha. So what did it take for you mentally to come back from the defeat, and would you consider a rematch with her?
I would love a rematch with her, but for me, I feel like with stuff like that, it's, it would bother me to the day I died if I didn't give myself that chance. And so I definitely want the rematch. That's what's a bitter taste in my mouth right now. I want to be able to make the wrong right. So I definitely want a rematch. But right now I have Valentina in front of me. So if I don't get through her, who promises me any other fight? So I'm just ready to take on this upcoming fight and just really focus on it first.
Yeah, it's coming out July 23rd. So you're fighting with Valentina. And how do you feel about the match? Are you prepared? What do you think of your opponent?
She's tough. She's a Muay Thai fighter. She's very tough. She has a lot of Muay Thai fights under her belt. Also, she's got her MMA background. She's, had, her and I have had about the same amount of MMA fights, I believe, about give or take a fight or two. But I feel like she's a very tough opponent, a strong opponent. I feel like she's strong-willed. I feel like she's conditioned. She does a lot of things that are going for her. So she makes her a very dangerous opponent.
Well, she got me very excited for the fight, so the fans are really waiting to see you in her fight. And
I'm really excited.
So will there be surprises, you think, for all of us?
I hope that I can surprise people every fight I'm in. That's what I want to do. I always want to show something new. I always want to show that I'm improving. So I hope that I can do that.
So tell me in terms of your mentality of a fighter. I mean, what does it take? You train your body, but at the same time you have to train your mind. So how do you train your mind to stay on top, to practice defeat at the same time? Because like you said, it's not always about winning, it's how you take the loss as well. So how do you stay always on top, mentally strong?
I feel like it goes together. You know, being physically strong makes me feel more confident mentally. I know the more I train, the more confident I feel in the fight. Also, with the confidence I have in myself physically makes me, or mentally, makes me want to push myself physically. I feel like they go hand in hand with everything. You know, you gotta have the mental push to even start a training camp. The more you train, then the more confident you get, which is good for your mental, you know, self. So I feel like they go hand in hand.
And how often do you train?
6 days a week. There's, you know, a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours at night. Sometimes they're hard practices. Sometimes it's more for technique and drilling. It just depends on the day.
But you push through it, whether you want to.
That's right.
So that's the mentality of beginner,
Just
right?
go.
Just jump.
That's right.
So you've been in the sport for over 16 years now, correct?
Yeah.
And what have you learned about it?
You know that you're never done. Keep learning, keep perfecting, keep getting better. Everybody's evolving. In order to be better than them, you have to keep evolving yourself. There are bumps in the road sometimes. Keep pushing forward. You know, I don't want it to defeat me. I want to be the one to defeat everything else in my life. You know, I want to be able to accomplish it. Just keep pushing forward. And I've learned a lot of life lessons.
Are you still in love with the sport as you were back when you started, or are you more in love with it now?
I feel like I'm even growing more. The more I learn, the more I appreciate it. The more I appreciate it, the more I want to learn. And I just keep wanting to go forward.
So what advice would you give to the young fighters that want to and want the right version of what that's a
I feel like the biggest thing I try and tell people is patience. When they say, oh, I want to do that for a living, well, it takes time to learn amateur fights before you even turn pro. When you turn pro, you have to build up on that ladder. Take challenges, but don't throw yourself to the wolves too soon, you know, just have patience. Patience and ambition. If you have ambition, you're going to work hard and train. You don't need someone there picking you up or dragging you to the gym. You need to want to be there. Ambition and patience, I feel like will really get you there.
Well, you have the coolest nickname though, the preacher's daughter. Nickname?
I'm a preacher's daughter. It's just that simple. And they kept wanting to give me a nickname, and I kept saying, I don't really want a nickname. And they would say, well, what are we going to call you then? I'm like, how about Holm? I mean, why is it bad to just call me by my name? And so some fights I would have, they would just make up nicknames. I've been H squared, Holly, Hottie Holm, Hollywood. I've been a ton of stuff, and they're like, well, what's the one of the fights? I said, what's your nickname? I said, it's just Holly Holm. They're like, you don't put something, we're just going to say something. I'm like, fine, just say the preacher's daughter, because I'm a preacher's daughter, so just let us stop.
Well, it's interesting to me that your dad was a preacher. How did that actually help you growing up and developing your mindset?
Oh, I feel like it's helped in so many ways. Number one, first and foremost, I'm so thankful to have been raised to know Christ. I think that's the most thing I know. That is the most important thing in life, and that has helped me in a lot of situations in my life. And just being able to, know that I can have confidence in that and what He has in store for me is a big thing. Other than that, even just being a preacher's daughter, you're under a microscope all the time. People are always watching what you're doing, and I had to deal with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different situations through my life all growing up, and I feel like that helped even groom me to be able to deal with all the different personalities I'm dealing with in my life, kind of under a microscope now. I feel like maybe I don't really know anything different than people watching what I'm doing in different ways, obviously. Obviously it's more, known, nationwide, worldwide, whatever, just at home. But being in the church, it's also more intimate. People really watching what you're doing every minute of the day. So, but it's been great. I feel like with that, I've really learned a lot in life, and a lot about relationships, and just people, and I've got to meet other people along the way. It's been a blessing.
So faith is big. So how are you handling the whole thing? Obviously some people take with faith differently. How do you
think the biggest thing for me that I pray about is just to always keep my sight on the right things and help me keep a good balance in life, a good balance with family, a good balance with friends, you know, a good balance with my career, a good balance with just, you know, there's a lot going on in life. Everybody has a lot of different things. Life is a complicated place to be. So one day at a time, and just to help keep a good balance. That's all I need.
Do you have any rituals before the fight?
I try to not only want to pray on the fight night, that's kind of, you know, I want to pray all the time.
Yeah.
But definitely pray on the fight night. It's never, you know, hey, give me the victory, because that's like asking him to choose me over one of his other children. You know, it's like, that's not right. But I do pray for focus, and I pray for strength, endurance, and for both of us to be healthy as we walk out of there. And no matter what, I always want to give the glory to God, no matter what happens, to show His glory. You know, even in defeat, it's an easy time to want to be sour, and defeat can bring a lot of bad emotions. I don't ever want that. I don't ever want to be, I'm never okay with defeat. Trust me, it hurts. It's a bitter taste in my mouth. I want to make it right. I want to come back, and I want to be a better fighter, but definitely still want to be a good person along the way. I don't want it to affect the person that I am.
So how do you make it right?
I want a rematch, but that's down the road. Right now I have Valentina in front of me, and you know, if I don't get through her, then there's nothing promised after that. You know, it's just this is the fight that I really am focusing on right now. Just keep going.
And I'm sure we're going to see another one. Of course, we never know, but
Right. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in there, obviously.
nothing is guaranteed, but definitely
That's right.
with your training and mindset, I believe that's. So, I mean, that's a big fight coming up, but after this, do you have anything that you want to achieve? What you've achieved so far, so much so far, but is there anything else on your list? Even if it's not related with fighting, that you definitely want to achieve going forward?
I try not to look too far forward, because I don't want to not take in what is in the present. But I don't know. I just want to experience anything that I can, anything that's new, and whatever comes in my path, I want to take those opportunities and go with them. I don't know. I mean, I definitely have my mind on fighting right now. So.
Get through the fight, right? One fight at a time?
Yep, that's right. One at a time.
Anything that you would like to say to your fans? Go out there that
Oh my gosh, just
excited to see the fight.
you know, I wouldn't have a job if I didn't have fans. So I owe it to you. You know, it's just, you guys are awesome. Thank you. It's all there's not enough for me to give back to how much love comes in from the fans, and I'm very, very thankful for all the positive support, and it never goes unappreciated.
Well, there's one big fan of yours. His name is Sergeant Frederick that would love to have an autograph from you. He's one of our readers.
Awesome.
Just say hi to him.
Hi, Sergeant Paul Frederick. What did you say? How are you? And thank you for the support. I appreciate you.
So that would be great. And thank you, Holly.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck. It was
so much.
fun to talk to you.
It's an honor to talk to you. Thank you.